Course 2, Lesson 34, page 241, decimal numbers on a decimal line. Very neat stuff here. Decimal numbers on a decimal line. And one of the things we could do is, let me put some stuff up here for you. Let's put a ruler up here. Let's move this puppy over here. And I want to actually, it's set the way I would like it to be. Let's talk about this top part of the ruler. This ruler is a number line. That's something that we've been examining for a while now. That's just a good old-fashioned number line. It's got some stuff. Now, if you look on the underside, I have it set to centimeters, and the top side, I have it set to millimeters and actual tenths of a millimeter. And that's the whole point of this lesson, is if you had numbers that are divided up into 10 pieces, can be divided up into decimal numbers. Centimeters down here, these things, centimeters down here, can be divided up into 10 things called millimeters. But I want to flip this over, look at this part here, look at this top part. And if you notice that each of the tens here, each of these 10 things is a centimeter apart. So if we divide each of those by 10, then we know these are centimeters. So this is 0 centimeters, 1 centimeter, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So we're going to talk about it that way. So if I drew a line right here, stopping here, I could say that this is 4 5/10 of a centimeter. Now, as in millimeters, I could say that that is also 45 millimeters. And that's a handy trick for us to know. And that's basically the rule that we're talking about today. Now, we could do some other stuff here. Let's get rid of this now. I don't need this anymore. If I drew a rectangle, and my drawings, as you know, my handwriting, is deteriorating rapidly as I get older. 12 centimeters and 7 centimeters. What's the perimeter of that rectangle in meters? So let's talk about that. How would we figure that out? Well, let's find out how many centimeters this is. Well, the perimeter is 12 and 12, 7 and 7. 12 and 12 is 24, 7 and 7 is 14, 24 is 14, is 38 centimeters. Now, if you remember, a centimeter is 1/100th of a meter. So we're talking about not a large portion of a meter. So how much of a meter is that? Well, 100 has 2 zeros, so let's move a 0 2 decimal places to the left, and we can find out that this shape is 38/100ths of a meter. Now, if I were to draw you a number line all the way out to here, and I started 4.0, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, and 4.4, and in between each one, okay, so 10 on each one. So what are we talking about in each thing here? So if I draw an arrow here, then my number I'm talking about is 4.03, 4.03. This one is 4.1, because I got to write down, so it's 4.12. This one here then is 4.2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4.27. So just to be careful when you're doing that, the tick marks are in between 1/10 of each part of that. So between 4.0 and 4.1. So then we're talking about hundredths now, so we're dividing things up. So we're doing 1/10 of a tenth is what we end up talking about when we talk about 100. So one final thing for today. Let's rearrange this. Let's rearrange these numbers, 4.5, 4.25, 4.81. Let's arrange these from least to biggest. Well, just throw that out there so they're all in the same amount of decimal places. Which one's the smallest one? Well, 4.25, 4 and 25 hundredths. Then we got 4.5, and then we have 4.81. That's the lesson in a nutshell of 243. Do A through E for tomorrow, and we'll talk about them on the next day. Thanks.